I wanted to jump on and make a video for this devotional that we just wrote, Beneath the Surface. I was walking with Jesus this past week, something that we value at Wellspring, what we hope our people value, and that is engaging with God on a weekly, on a daily basis. As I was thinking about this, Monday, I think it was Monday morning or Tuesday morning, one of my morning walks with God, I got stuck on two words. And it was something that really engaged my time with God. I got stuck on the word strength, and I got stuck on the word healer. Both of those things are of God. There are plenty of verses that would paint God as a healer, would paint God as somebody, paint God as a healer, and paint God as a God of strength. What comes to mind for you? When you engage with God, there are probably some things that you would say, well, it really gets me that God is forgiving, that God is merciful, God is gracious. And there's things, when we think about those things, we think about the tip of the iceberg, what kind of is above the water line, if you will. But what about spending time and thinking about beneath the surface? But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Like, what about those moments? Well, do you have a moment? Are you spending a moment with God on a daily basis? How are you engaging with God? Do you have that habit? So in the devotional, there's some things that I mentioned there to kind of create that habit, to maybe not get stuck in a habit, but be willing to change a habit. But let me go back now. Okay, so now, like, I'm going to assume that if you're watching this, you have a daily habit, a routine time with God. And here's one of the things, making that sort of an assumption that you do have that. Now, what word for you do you need to give some thought to? See, for me this past week, like I said, it was healer, and it was God is strength. God's strength is more than just like God is strong, like God is a warrior. He is all of that, but that's what typically comes to mind for me. When I was thinking about God, when I gave myself time to really think about that, I was like, man, God is strong because he has a strong plan. God is strong because he's a strong leader. God's strength is shown in his ability to turn the other cheek when he can take somebody out. I really pondered that, and it really helped me see how my God's strength is so much deeper than just being like a macho man, although that is a part of it, if you will. But then I thought about healer. Like, God is a healer. God is a healer for those that have a broken arm. God is a healer for those that have, like, where Jesus was walking on planet Earth, and he would touch and he would heal, and he would be able to do that. He healed the brokenness of our broken bodies, but then God is a healer for the broken spirit. God is a healer for the broken heart. God heals where mankind broke his perfect plan. He's able to heal that with sending his son. It goes so much deeper than just healing a broken bone, although that is part of it. And so I just wanted to take a moment to encourage you to engage with God on a daily basis, but then have that be something that you go beneath the surface, that it's more than just routine. So what word or what phrase of God could you spend some time this week pondering and going much deeper with? Maybe bring out a journal and say, you know what, like, I want to think about God's forgiveness. Maybe Google verses on God's forgiveness and maybe jot those down and think deeper than what you typically think about. Maybe God is gracious and you're going to go deeper in that. God is healer. God is wise. Like, take time and think through that this week as you engage with God.